What's happening, people? What's going on, man? Y'all already see the video title. Look out for the people that look out for you. Too often we spend our time trying to love and care for people who never put nothing into nothing. Like, especially, let me give you an example. The so-called white people. What has they done for you by you trying to hug and love on your enemy, which they are the enemy? You see what I'm saying? They are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, this refers to any who the ones who sell them souls out to the so-called white man. You have to ask yourself, excuse me a minute, like, where had this gotten you? Being so nice to your enemy. If a person is you being nice to that person, you're being very nice to that person, but they're not doing anything, they're not contributing, they're not saying how much they appreciate you, they how much they love and care, and I got your back if you on my end or whatever. And if you know what I mean, I'm saying it's not that you're not looking for nothing, but come on, at some point you got to use common sense because at the end of the day, all they want is what you got. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you was in that same situation that you care about them, even though they're in the hole, and they want you to care about them when they're in the hole, then at the same time, at the end of the day, if you was in that hole and they had and they was able to give, do you think they'll look out for you like that? You got to stop being. We got to stop being cap savers all the time. Stop wasting your time with people who don't care nothing about you. And I think a lot of us as a people of color, that's our problem. We too busy trying to, whatever it is you're doing, you're trying to spend money on people who do not care and who will never have your best interest at heart. But you looking out for these very people and things of that nature. Here's what I would tell to my people in the message that I was seeing to you. The person that is riding with you from day one, from birth up until now, that's been riding with you from the day ever since they knew what a life was. Those are the ones that I would rock with. Don't waste your time rocking with people that is constantly you spinning your wheels and looking for them to change and all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody if I was a bad person or if I was a person that what I'm just making an example. You know what I mean? If I was a bad person or whatever, I wouldn't want you to just constantly just wasting your time with me. If you see I'm not doing nothing positive but constructive with my life, you see what I'm saying? And you putting your time and your energy, your money, everything that you got, you putting it into that person. But ask yourself this question, people. And I love my people. I love y'all. I love the crap out of y'all. I love the crap out of my people. You see what I'm saying? I love the crap out of my people, man. But at the same time, look, people, especially the women and some men, y'all got to wake up, man, and y'all got to start treating yourself. You see what I'm saying? Just mainly look out for the people that's looking out for you. That's just common sense. There is no other way. There's no nicer way for me to say this here. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or nothing like that, but you have to ask yourself. A lot of you spent 40 years, your whole life, word and thinking about people that has never gave a care about you. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? And if they ain't woke up in 60 years or 50 or 55 to 90 years, and you almost 90 years old, and you've been putting your energy, your time into them, and they constantly doing the same thing, cut them loose. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing that you have to do. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. If you put in your time, if I wouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? No, no. That's a no. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised if you see trouble, avoid it. If you see where this ain't gonna work, then don't put yourself in a situation. Move on. Get out of that person's life. Just like if I'm dating a woman and some hands go like if you got a pass hand putting your hands on each other and all that kind of stuff. I'm not with that game. If I feel like I got to do something like that, then I'm out the door. I'm not gonna waste my time. We don't even need. I don't even need to be with you. What is the purpose of us being together? Oh, we're gonna change. Oh, I might get better. No, thing about it. If you do that, you have to make sure that your mind, that you are together on that. If you ain't got nowhere in 4 5 years and y'all still working together and things of that nature, if you ain't got nowhere in all that time, then what is you doing? You see what I'm saying? You ain't got, think about it. You have been lingered with people for over 50 years who, when you, at the end of the day, when you look at yourself, you drying yourself broke trying to spend time in energy and your time and your love into this person. And you have to ask yourself, how well has this worked out for you? You still back at, you know how you get on a fair wheel and you ride the fair wheel and you ride around like a roller coaster. You, when you first get on that, you start out in in the spot that you fixing to start out in. And you go all over the place. You everywhere. You here, you there, and you all over there. You see what I'm saying? You all over there. You're there. You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden you riding here and yonder, and you feel like that thing just going all over. And then when it slows down, slowly slows down. Have you noticed that when you're getting ready to get off of a fair wheel, when you at a fair, when it completely stopped, it land right back in the same spot where you first, when you first got on that roller coaster at the fair, Six Flag or whatever you want to call it, and you rode and you come right back to the same spot, you back at zero, right? That's the same way it is with you or anybody. If you under the sound of my voice, you listening to me, whether you are so-called, whether you know what I mean, you're black, a male or female, a male or female, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking to no other nation. I'm only talking to my people. You see what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I make that straight and clear. Have you noticed that you ain't got nowhere? Now you need to ask yourself, why have I not moved and stepped to a journey? It would be just like me washing this car right here. And I'm washing this car and I'm washing here and I'm not moving up. As long as I'm sitting right here washing this car right here and I don't move up and wash the rest of the car, I'm right here spending a whole 4 or 5 hours washing this part right here. You see what I'm saying? When I ain't got nowhere, I'm not gonna get nowhere just sitting right there in one spot. You see what I'm saying? But when you wash the car or whatever, you you move up. You move your hand like this. You just keep moving. But if you just want to sit in one spot and want to be lazy and just wash the car, you have to ask yourself, in 15 years from now, I'm still right here swiping here or whatever. That whole car ain't gonna be washed. That's not gonna help the whole car get washed if I'm sitting here just washing this one spot. Now, something told me is to make a video and put this out here like this. Look out for the people that look out for you. That's what you have to keep doing. That's what you have to do. Anytime you're doing something for somebody and that person doesn't say thank you, you never hear it come up in a conversation, or they say, well, at least you're trying. I appreciate what you did, but they don't need such and such. It's to this, or it's to that, or it's to this. Use common sense at the same time. Or you're like, well, maybe I might need to weaken it up some kind of way or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. I'm speaking in general. If that person don't show no kind of appreciation or no kind of concern or whatever, and you're there, whether you're there for their family, their children, or whatever, then the wisest thing to do, if you keep staying in that situation and keep putting God in and saying, well, God gonna always bless me. Yeah, he gonna bless your ignorant self, but at the same time, you still got to make a move and you still got to be willing to do something for yourself too. Because he gonna do something good for you. As you know, he gonna take care of food. You see what I'm saying? But you got to still use common sense and be like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna sit around here and always say, let the Lord handle it and all this kind of stuff. A lot of times you got to step up and you got to do something yourself. Because you constantly sitting around here using God and saying God going, although God do make a way and he opened doors for you or anybody, you know what I mean? Or whatever. At some point, you got to stand up and you still got to use common sense. You can't sit there and just go. It's nothing wrong with being a fool, but don't be no what they call the word that they call how it starts with a D. It starts with a D. Don't be no D fool. I said it like that because I want people to look at it and be like, well, is he whatever? So I said it like that. for the sake of just putting the cold word in there, because I do care about our children. You see what I'm saying? I do care about our black children when they watch this video or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But same thing, if you have children that's want to be friends with the other little children and stuff, if their friends is rude and not treating them right and stuff, then you have to teach your kids is to move on and hang out with people that's going to have their best interests at heart. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have to do. You can't sit around and not look out for the people. In other words, rock with the people that's rocking with you. There's no way I can get around this here. There's no other way I can break this down to help the person to understand exactly where I'm coming from. But it's a simple word. Rock with the people that rock with you. That's it. And now, with me saying that, does it mean that I don't have love for my people? No. I love the I love the crap out of my people. I do. I love the crap out of my people, but at the same time, um, if I see where it's you're gonna be a misuse to me or whatever, then I'm gonna have to stand up for myself. I'm not just gonna sit there and just let somebody just rock me any kind of way. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not doing that because I'm too grown of a person to allow that to happen. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try my best to stand up and let you know. You got to stop people before we go to getting out of hand. Let them know where you stand. You see what I'm saying? But too often that's our problem. That's a lot about what women of color problem too. They go and you know what I mean? And we have been brainwashed. Our people have been conditioned and damaged by the so-called white people. You know what I mean? And if those people want to rock with a slave master, so-called white man, and be those things, then you got to as well separate yourself from them. It's because they're gonna be a danger to you. It's because they are the original. They are the reincarnation of the Black Hitler. That's what they are. And you all know what that means. Uncle Tom Coon. Now we know that Uncle Tom is not the main word that we use, but we do know that Uncle, it's common. People know what it means when you say that. It's simply a black person being a slave to the white man and are willing to put his people in the dust just to be able to receive some a pat on the back from the dominant society of the world, of the people that's ruling the world, the main people, and that's so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm not. I still love my people, but you have to let them go. You see what I'm saying? You have to let them go. If they want to sit up there and be a slave to the so-called white man, then I done told a few that if you want to continue to do that, excuse me, if you want to continue to be a slave for a hole for the white man or whatever, then by all means help yourself. But if you get yourself lynched or anything like that, it ain't my fault or whatever. Because you have to remember, your enemy don't love you. Look out for your people. Look out for the people that look out for you, and not somebody who do not have your best interest at heart. No matter, you know what I mean? You can't keep doing that because you're gonna keep spinning your wheels and you ain't gonna be and got nowhere. It's gonna be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, and you 75 years old spending your time when you could have took your 75 years of your life and spent it enjoying your life. Now you spend it in your life, you spent your whole life trying to hoping somebody would change and all that kind of stuff, and now you walking around depressed and stuff because you never got a chance to enjoy your life because you spent your life into somebody. And this is what we're doing with white people. We got to stop that because we ain't gonna never. It's 2019 now. It'll be 2000. Oh, 2192. It'll be another generation, and our people still be in the same boat that we was in uh, ever since 2000 and 2000. And you let all them years pass by, and you're like, man, now what have I accomplished? Do you have a nice car and a nice home and a nice garage? Have any white person ever came and said, hey, we're gonna put you in a nice home and a nice garage? No, they're not gonna do it. They're only looking out for their people. So you have to ask yourself again, where do you want to be? Like me, if I look at where do I want to be in 10 years? 10 years, I want to be better off than what I am now. But if I keep walking around here talking about, if I walk around here and be a stupid, ignorant fool talking about how I love my enemy, the main one that has caused me pain and put me in the condition that I'm in now, and raped, robbed, and murdered our ancestors and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting right here trying to save my enemy, who have murdered my people, who the Bible says that one day will go into captivity. But you sitting around here still trying to love and hang on to your enemy, the one that's killing you, killing your people in the streets. You have to ask yourself, within about 30 to 40 years, more years from now, you'll be 80 years old in a rocking chair, and you'll still be walking around here reading the newspaper, walking around here. I ain't got nowhere. And then you hear about them and the constantly hearing about them in the newspaper. And you don't waste 80 years of your life sitting up here trying to love an animal. That's what they are. You see what I'm saying? And you would never be and got nowhere doing that. None of our people. So stop being ignorant and stop being a fool. I mean, don't be no fool. Stop being a clown. Stop letting people make a clown out of you, and use common sense and come to your senses and take care of yourself. Because if you don't look out for yourself, it ain't nobody that's going to look out for you, especially if they ain't trying to go nowhere. If they ain't trying to go nowhere with their life, then your suggestion is you got an option. You have an option. Move on before they keep you in the same rut, and you'll be there still trying to help them while they ain't went nowhere and they still at 0, 0, 0. And you trying to go from point 0 to point Z with them, and they still at A. They still at 0. They ain't even made it to A. You see what I'm saying? And you don't waste your whole life. Stop doing that. Just stop doing that, because it's not going to help you. Look out for you. When you lay your head down on that pillow at night, rest in peace. Because guess what? While you sitting up there thinking and stressing yourself out about them, guess what they're not doing? They out there into their devilment stuff. While you sitting up stressing and losing your rest and all that kind of stuff. Now your hair done fell out your head and everything. Guess what they still doing? Doing the same thing. Why you in your grave thought about them, they still alive, walking around here doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So we have to learn to look out for ourselves, people. If the other person is not willing to make that move, make the option to help themselves. Have you ever heard people say, if you make one step, if you make one step, God will make 2 steps? That's a true saying. You can't sit around here. I can't sit around here and say, I'm waiting on God, I'm waiting on the Lord, I'm waiting on the Lord to do this here, and I'm waiting on the Lord to do that, and I ain't got up, but I ain't did nothing. I say, oh, I'm gonna cook me some red beans and rice today, and I'm sitting right there in my chair. Oh yeah, the Lord gonna cook it for me. I'm praying, the Lord, I'm waiting on them red beans. But you got to get up and go in there and cook it yourself. If you don't get up and go in there in your kitchen and cook that stuff yourself, you'll still be sitting right there in that chair talking at point 0, talking about, God, I'm making a way. God gonna make. No, you got to get up off your lazy do nothing stew and get up and go in there and cook it. And this is what a lot of our people are doing with Christianity. They sit there and hoping a white boy will come and say, after bust a scowl and come down here and save them from all the oppression, still trying to hug and love their enemy, and still around here trying to love Caesar Borgia. All of these things is together. We ain't got nowhere. You see what I'm saying? 2004, that was 15, almost about 16 years ago. And you still where you at. We ain't got nowhere. We got to stop all this being ignorant. Learn to appreciate, and I tell myself that too. Learn to appreciate and accept the people who are doing something for you and who is rocking with you every step of the way, and who is with you every through thick and thin. Even when your lights get cut off, even when your phone get cut off, make sure that those people are there for you. That way, you be like, okay, well, it makes sense. The person is rocking with me, then I'm gonna rock with them back. You see what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that. So, peace and love to my people of color, and I'm up out of here. And y'all take care, and I'll be back with another live. Peace.